Well, we thought the All-Star break was going to kind of reset things, make things a little better. And then the Dodgers got swept right out of the All-Star break. My name's Ryan Bershinger. He is Beau Benson. This is the Sick Podcast, The Dodger Zone. Yeah, let's talk to it.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast. The Dodger Zone.
Cortez delivers. Freeman hits the ball to right field. She is gone! Gibby, meet Freddie. Game 1 of the World Series.
The sickest LA Dodgers podcast.
Fernando Valenzuela has pitched a no-hitter. If you have a sombrero, throw it to the sky.
Start the party, Los Angeles. Your Dodgers have won the World Series.
It's gonna be sick.
Hey, yeah. Good news is, hey, the losing streak ended. The Dodgers did win on Monday night. And their heavy investment in the bullpen is suddenly out for who knows how long. I think we'll start there. It's been a rough stretch. We talked about this last time at length, and things haven't really gotten any better. I mean, granted, yes, the Dodgers took 2 of 3 in San Francisco going into the All-Star break, and that was great.
That's what counts.
Yeah,
that's what counts.
Exactly.
Win your divisional games. That's what matters.
Yeah. Especially with the way things are set up now. Yes. Perfect. And the Dodgers are still on top of the NL West, by the way.
Yeah.
They're still sitting pretty. So, and a large part of that is, of course, because everybody else in the NL West has been struggling. Great time for it. We love it. But let's talk about specifically what happened last night. We're recording this on Tuesday evening, prior to their second game against the Twins. So on Monday night, we saw Shohei Ohtani start again. He gave up his first home run since returning to the mound, which, I mean, it's a guy who literally was just in the home run derby. So it's hard to hold it against him, especially since he was totally fine after that. He just kind of hung a few breakers in that outing. But overall, I mean, the stuff is there. He's getting his work in. He's building that arm back up. And kudos to Dustin May for piggybacking on top of him with a very strong outing, which I think we're going to talk about Tanner Scott to lead off here, but I do want to make this note. This is the perfect role, I think, for Dustin May on this team. Once we have a fully healthy rotation, him as a piggyback bulk inning guy for any starter, I think is perfect. It's ideal to obviously have that sort of baked into the rotation. So if he's behind, for now, Ohtani, but once Ohtani's good to have no restrictions, you can have him behind Kershaw. I think that's a very strong combination. You can have him behind guys like Emmett Sheehan and Tony Gonsolin if he was healthy, Roki Sasaki if he's healthy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, still there.
Names I forgot.
They'll be back. Blake Snell apparently is going to be back soon, so that'll be exciting.
I love that every Blake Snell rehab start ends with like, yeah, we think we're going to give him one more. Just fucking heat death of the universe, and it's gonna be like, yeah, Blake Snell still needs a rehab start before he comes back.
It won't take him too long to build up to 95 pitches in 4.
That's right.
So
that's right.
It shouldn't be that hard. But we are highly anticipating the return of Blake Snell to the rotation. We're looking at things are trending upwards in the starting rotation, and quite frankly, the starting rotation hasn't been a problem. Emmett Sheehan got hit pretty hard in his start against the Brewers, but apparently the Brewers are the best team in baseball, so we're just going to wash that series away. We're going to wash every game against the Brewers away because I guess they're that good. But what happened last night at the end of the game, the Dodgers, Will Smith hit 2 home runs, Ohtani homered, the first pitcher in 40-something years to hit a home run in the same inning in which he allowed a home run on the mound. Which is an interesting stat, but not a great one because, not like both results there are desirable, but hey,
it is still like up there. Like Ohtani homering in a game he pitches in is still like one of the coolest things to happen in sports, though.
Oh God, yeah.
Like it's up there with like a 99-yard Justin Jefferson touchdown or something like that, but like it's so sick.
Especially to do it in the first inning, hit it nearly 450 feet dead
Yeah.
center. He had the pitch comb on his arm. Did you see that? Like he was
I did not.
swinging with the pitch comb on his arm, and he still has the sheer amount of power to square up that ball and hit it nearly 450 to the batter's eye. That's insane.
We are not worthy.
Yeah. And then proceeded to not allow a run for the rest of his time on the mound after that. He gave himself the lead, and then he held on to it. Dustin May held on to it. Great. And then things got shaky. Fortunately for Dustin May, he did allow a couple runners on, and then Tanner Scott came in, and I don't remember who it was, but he drilled a ball that Tommy Edman made a great play on, getting practically a snow cone catch at third, and saved at least a run there. But then you get to the ninth inning, and guys are getting on for Tanner Scott again, and suddenly in the middle of an at-bat, Tanner Scott, a guy who is incredibly stoic typically, now shows emotion because he's in pain. And his left forearm is in pain. He has to leave the game in the middle of an at-bat. He's biting his glove as he walks off the field. He was visibly distraught in the clubhouse after the game. Dave Roberts was visibly distraught. It was very much tailor-made a situation where you're like, oh, we might not see this guy pitch again for another 2 years. This sounds like something popped. Now, the latest is today, Dave said to the media, it looks much better. We're not feeling as bad as we were last night.
Yeah, dude.
MRI results, but we're at least in better spirits today, and maybe all of his ligaments are still intact. I don't know. It's so weird what we're seeing from the Dodgers in terms of health this year, because we just had Muncie's injury where it looked like he was going to not be able to walk again, and he might now be back even in the next couple weeks.
Yeah, which is hilarious.
This is the inverse.
They've gone all the way around. Yeah.
This is typically you think that, oh, maybe it's just a blister, and the staff plays it off as like, oh, we're giving him a couple days, we'll see how it is, and then sure enough, he's having Tommy John and he's gone for 2 years. This time it's they might never play again, and they're back in a couple weeks. So I don't know. It is truly bizarre what's happening. But Beau, what are your thoughts? What is your reaction in terms of what happened with Scott and what you think this means for the team right now and moving forward?
I mean, like, it would explain a lot for Tanner Scott's whole year so far if something has been bothering him and it finally came to a head. But the one thing I want to go back to is a quote that Friedman had in the offseason where he was basically like trying to build a deadline proof team. And I think this is just evidence that you can't do that. It's literally impossible. I don't know if that's ever been something that anyone's ever done. I'm not going to do the research to look it up. But you just can't, because you never know. Like, you literally never know. Max Muncy is fine, but like the way he got hit there, it's justifiable to think that he's going to be gone for the year. So you're not, obviously at that point, you're looking for a third baseman. So you can't build a deadline proof team. So yeah, that's fine. And then just overall, I mean, I think I've been pretty stoic all year to say that I'm not worried about this team until, like, I was talking to somebody yesterday, and it's like, if the calendar said September and they were losing games the way they're losing games and they're on the like kind of streak they are, I would be concerned, but it's the end of July. Like, I really don't care. And they still have the second or third best record in baseball.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, guys. Like, for all of the shit that you can say about how bad they've been and how poorly they've played, they still have one of the best records in baseball. So there's no reason to be overly concerned, but there's definitely room for improvement, which thankfully the deadline's coming up and they can do that. But none of their bullpen acquisitions have been good, honestly, which really is just big reason to show you why you can't fucking just sign bullpen relievers. You have to just fucking Kasperius and Dreyer have been better than Yates and Tanner Scott this year.
Right.
Like, I don't even think that's really a question. So maybe don't ever sign a reliever to a big contract again.
And I think that is a really important point that we should take with us as we talk about what the Dodgers are going to do at the deadline, because that right there when they signed Tanner Scott, this came after the Blake Snell signing this past offseason, where we were all just kind of riding high. We had the championship run. We suddenly get Blake Snell out of nowhere. We're like, oh, the Dodgers are invincible. And they signed Tanner Scott, and we're all like, yeah, why not? Why not? He's been the best reliever in baseball the last 2 years. Let's just have an embarrassment of riches. Let's throw money at Tanner Scott, and let's have fun with it.
Yeah, and to be clear, I don't have a problem with that.
Yes,
I think that was fine to do.
Exactly. This is something that has been typically out of character of this front office and a lot of different front offices in baseball, where they tend to not want to throw money at relievers because they are such a volatile asset. I don't think the Dodgers will do that again. Sorry, let me scratch that. I don't think they're going to pay a high price for a reliever. What I'm trying to say is, I don't think the Dodgers are going to pay elite prospect capital for a reliever at the deadline.
No.
I think they will at some point again throw money at a reliever. I think they are fine with having a sunk financial cost. They are not fine with having a sunk cost in prospects. And I think that is an important point that we need to take with us as the deadline approaches.
Like, dude, I saw someone say they should trade DePaula for a reliever, and I'm just like, what are you talking about?
100% no. Yeah.
The stupidest thing I've
exactly.
What? No, I'm sorry. Jordan Alvarez should haunt this franchise forever.
Yes.
Like, they're not going to do that.
Yes. That's exactly how I feel. I think I'm going to throw out a few names here that Bob Nightingale specifically had thrown out. And I think it's important to look at them and realize that there is one. I think this is a buyer's market for relievers because there's a lot of elite back end guys that should be available at the trade deadline, and some guys that might also be available. I don't know if they should be, but they might. And because of that, I think that the typical gigantic price that these guys would warrant might be discounted a little bit just because there are going to be other names on the market. Specifically, I want to look at Bob Nightingale had brought up Emmanuel Clase, Ryan Helsley, Felix Bautista, and David Bednar. I think that two of these guys are out of the picture for the Dodgers. And I think one makes a lot of sense, and I think makes good sense if it's a very intriguing package. So let me rule out two guys here. Emmanuel Clase would be fantastic. He was third in Cy Young voting last season. He would be incredible. He would lock down the back part of the bullpen for the next few years. He would be a gigantic price in prospect capital.
Yeah.
And given the fact that the Dodgers just had a sunk cost with Tanner Scott like this, assuming that if Tanner Scott is gone for a considerable amount of time, which it might not be full-on surgery, but he's definitely going to be out for a while, it seems like. Look at Clase's contract, because it's insane. He is under contract. He's under arbitration next year, and then he has 2 team options for the 2 following years for $10 million each. Baseball Reference projected his arbitration next year like $6.5, $7 million. So that basically puts him after this year at 3 years, $27 million. If Emmanuel Clase hit free agency in this upcoming offseason, he would get way more than that. He would get more than what Tanner Scott got. Who got what, $472? It is a ridiculous bargain for Emmanuel Clase. He would, in fact, warrant at least DePaula or Hope, maybe both. And I wouldn't do it. 100%. Nope. I would not do it. As good as Clase is, he would be phenomenal. He's not putting up the super elite numbers that he put up last season, but he's still fully capable of that. But no, I wouldn't do it, and I don't think the Dodgers are going to do it.
No.
I think you can also kind of use this rationale with Felix Bautista. He has a few more seasons of team control. He would cost a lot because the Orioles and the Guardians, both of them, while they've not been, I mean, the Orioles have been bad this year. The Guardians are basically 500. They also both made the playoffs last season.
Yeah.
And they both have young cores Like they could easily compete again next season. So it's hard for me to see them both going like full on seller mode. And I think they would only move guys like Clase or Bautista if they warranted a gigantic return.
Mm-hmm.
And while somebody might do that, I don't think the Dodgers are going to do that. So I think we can rule them out. Again, would be fantastic. But I think the price is going to be too stiff. Looking at these guys, these other two guys, Ryan Helsley, I think is the best and most realistic option. He is a rental. He's been phenomenal for a few years now. I think he fits in perfectly. Again, this is also a team that they worked with the Cardinals last deadline to get Tommy Edman. So there's a relation there. And if you want to package him with somebody, Lars Nootbaar would make a lot of sense as an outfield piece. So I think that's the most realistic. The fun one here, David Bednar's had a really interesting season. He really struggled last year, and he struggled at the start of this season to the point where he was sent to AAA. He then came back and he fixed everything. He hasn't allowed a run in like 2 months. He's been phenomenal since he came back from AAA. He has another season of team control after this one. I think that would make a lot of sense. It would also make a ton of sense for the Pirates to move him now because, again, they've already seen that volatility with him. He's elite right now. The Pirates are going nowhere, so they should move him.
Do you think you could get Skeens with him?
I don't think so. I don't think Paul Skeens is going anywhere. But can we just imagine for a second and think about, as you mentioned, a ghost that haunts us? There could be a way to sort of right a bit of wrong here. Wouldn't O'Neal Cruz be phenomenal?
No, I don't care. Where are you gonna? No,
fun. Well, you can put Mookie back in the outfield, and you can bring O'Neal Cruz in, have him play shortstop.
Has Cruz even been good outside of hitting? Yeah, he's hitting 211.
Let's not look at that. Let's look at that max exit velocity.
I know. Look, that's fine.
Yeah, I know the traditional numbers and his whole getting on base. He hasn't been great. Yeah. The power is great. There's still so much promise there.
There is a name that I've been thinking of for the bullpen, but he's not on the team I thought he was on. So I don't know if it's realistic, but what about Aroldis Chapman?
Where are the Red Sox at? I know
they are 54 and 48.
Okay.
They are 6 games back of first. I thought he was still on the Rangers. So I was like, oh, that makes a ton of sense. I did not know that he's been on 2 teams since he was on the Rangers. So
that's okay.
I don't think that's a real name. I don't think that's a name that's realistic. Unless they acquire Jarren Duran and Aroldis Chapman in one deal. There you go.
Right. Which, not impossible, again. And I would do it. I would do it. But
I would absolutely do that.
Those are also... This is my concern. And I don't... The front office has kind of bent their... the ways they feel about untouchable prospects. But it really does feel like to me that DePaula and Hope are kind of in a category that they're not going to touch.
They shouldn't.
I know that's the definition of untouchable, but I don't know if I'd call them untouchable prospects. But I think part of it is we haven't had a lot of success in terms of developing position players for the last few years. Pages has thankfully popped, but outside of him, rushing I think needs more time, and he's now in this weird state of flux where he's really he can only be a backup catcher with the Dodgers. But I don't know if they would use him in some sort of deal because he is their backup catcher now. I don't know. Is Rocky Gale still around in AAA to come up and they trade Dalton rushing away?
Hunter Fettuccini.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. They would have to get another catcher if they were to use Dalton Rushing as any sort of headline piece in the deal. And I don't know if he's fully viewed that way right now.
And I still believe in Dalton Rushing too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But with DePaula and Hope, I think there's a lot of raw talent both of those guys have. It's hard to see this front office using them for a reliever.
No.
And this is also kind of the luxury of winning a title, right? Like if the Dodgers didn't win last season, I think we'd be saying, hey, call the Guardians right now for Emmanuel Clase and give them whoever you want. But because of the fact that insane amount of pressure is off, the Dodgers still have pressure, and they're going to have pressure every single season that Ohtani is there. Don't get me wrong. But the full on panic button urgency, I don't think is going to be there at all because of the fact that they did just win. And they know that they can win with this team, especially given the way the Dodgers' entire pitching staff performed last season, where they really only had 3 starters in the postseason, and the bullpen all collectively got hot at the same time. And they know that they can do that. And look, Blake Treinen's going to be coming back soon. Michael Kopech's going to be back at some point. And somebody, yes, he is employed. The big thing with the bullpen this season has been the fact that, sure, Kasperius has really shined, especially early on in the season. Same with Jack Dreyer. But all of these different like random guys that they're just picking up as DFA candidates, none of them are hitting. We thought we saw something with Lou Trevino, and that fizzed out, and now he's gone. Will Klein might have something. He's been intriguing. But outside of that, there's been a lot of reliance on these guys, and just none of them have been hitting. So to wrap up this trade deadline talk in terms of the bullpen, the other team that's mentioned is the Twins, who are in town right now. And, we could say, hey, you don't get on the plane. Just stay here. If they're serious about dangling Yohan Duran, that would be incredible. Griffin Jacks is very solid as well. Both of them have a couple more years of team control. Duran would also be expensive. And I think that's just kind of what I keep going back to. All of these guys, all would be great additions. Any of them would be. And I think they're going to absolutely get multiple relievers. I just don't know how elite these relievers are going to be. It's probably going to be a Chris Martin type, or
which is fine.
Yeah,
which is fine. Exactly. Ultimately, like we've been saying it for years. Just like it doesn't because obviously you can go get the best guy on the market, but relievers 90% of the time are just some guy you never expected to be anything that can throw one pitch really fucking well.
Yeah,
and you just tell him go out there and throw it.
Yeah,
and that's how it works. Like. So whatever, we'll see. I'm not worried, not stressed. I'm more concerned about it's probably time to find an outfield bat.
Yes.
And I kind of jokingly mentioned it yesterday, but if it takes Teoscar Hernandez in some capacity to acquire a different outfield bat, then maybe you think about doing that. Because as much as he's beloved by the fans, his defense has been dog shit. Capital D.
It's
capital D dog shit.
It's actually been detrimental. And
if he's not going to be hitting 36 home runs, then
right.
There's no role for you on this team, dude.
Like if reporters are questioning your hustle and your drive, then you're doing something wrong. It doesn't matter if you're not actually, low energy or lazy or whatever. If the question comes up, then something's going on that needs to be addressed. And it's weird in general. It just feels like Teo is not the personality that we saw last year is not fully there right now.
Yeah.
And it's kind of odd. I don't want to, I don't know. I only want to make statements about what we see on the field. I don't want to go down that road.
Well, he's probably just not healthy. None of these guys are healthy.
Makes sense. He's battled stuff. What was it? It was his foot, right? Or he had
his
issues
groin or something, right?
Yeah.
And
that makes anyone miserable. Jeez. Imagine trying to walk around with a groin injury every day. God. He's probably not fully healthy, and that would make a lot of sense as to why he is kind of dogging it in the outfield sometimes. but he also has never really been that great of a defensive outfielder. It's what we talked about even during the season last year in terms of like addressing Teoscar's eventual free agency was, while his bat is phenomenal, DH is tied up for the next decade. So investing in a guy who is a defensive liability is going to hurt you. And we are seeing that. I don't know if I would move Teo. I think
it's more likely that Conforto gets DFA'd.
Yeah.
And they put Teo back over there.
Which is funny. It's because I want to talk about the offense and as a whole, and you and I agree, the issue that we've seen from the Dodgers struggles for the past few weeks is because the offense hasn't performed.
Yeah. No, it's so casual to blame pitching, and it happens all the time, dude.
Yeah.
It's even that series against the Giants. Like I know Tanner Scott let them tie the game, but like, dog, you got to score more than 2 runs if you're this Dodgers lineup.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
I can't. Like, you have to assume that guys are going to give up runs. Like the fact that this lineup is producing games where they're scoring 2 runs, 5 runs. Like, what are you guys doing? What's wrong with you people?
Yeah, if a bullpen can't protect a 2-1 lead, you can't blame that loss on the bullpen. Like,
no,
that's the important thing, and that happened. That happened twice. The Dodgers came back to win that second time that it happened with Tanner Scott, but it had happened a couple days before. I can't remember who it was against. It might have been the Brewers. But where the Dodgers only got 2 runs of support that day. It's typically when Yoshi pitches, by the way. Like whenever Yoshi's pitching, it's like, here's 2 runs. And then Yoshi will leave the game with like a score of 2-1, and then one of the relievers gives up a run to tie it. Another one, you lose in extras. And as frustrating as it is to watch a bullpen give up a lead, if the offense only gives them 2 runs of support, the loss is on the offense. That's how it is.
In the 9 games before the All-Star breaks, they scored 1 run in 5 of them.
Yes.
Like, and I'm sorry, that's just, you're not going to do anything doing that. Just not.
What's interesting is just looking at, I expanded the window here to the last 30 days. The last 30 days offensively. Will Smith has been phenomenal, and I want to talk more about Will Smith in a moment. Of course, Ohtani's been carrying the offense as well with a 912 OPS. He has 9 home runs on 17 hits, which is hilarious. But I mean, hey, hit a home run every time if you can. That's what we want. Mookie Betts. Here's his line for the last 30 days. This is over 20 games, 82 at bats. He's hitting 195, the 218 on base, 329 slugging. That's a 547 OPS. Now, of course, they made the change at the top of the lineup to now have Mookie leading off and Ohtani batting second. I don't know. I want to say that that's going to help him, but who knows? Hopefully that adjustment of hitting leadoff again maybe sparks something in him. I kind of don't like the idea of moving Ohtani out of the leadoff spot because we've always talked about how much we like having him there. I understand the RBI numbers aren't that great because he's leading off and then he'll hit leadoff home runs where he's the only person on base. But you're guaranteeing having your best player get the most at-bats every game.
It bit them in the ass already in one of these games. I forget which one. It must have been the first game where because it was the last game against the Brewers, right? Where he took the leadoff spot. Yeah. They had the bases loaded or something like that in the late innings, and it was Mookie coming up instead of Ohtani because Mookie was leading off. And he didn't do anything because it's Mookie Betts. So it's just like there are guys are allowed to slump in baseball, but there are certain guys that I don't think should ever slump. Like, when does Ohtani ever slump?
Sure.
Like, when do you ever think like, fuck, dude, Ohtani has not done anything? Like, he's always being productive in some capacity. Mookie just flat out is not being productive in any capacity at the plate right now. Like, Miguel Rojas has been better offensively.
Yeah,
that's insane. No, like, legit. Like, it doesn't even, you don't even have to look it up. Like, people with eyeballs would say that.
Yes, but I do want to mention Miguel Rojas's numbers over the last 30 days because it's wild. He's hitting 306, 375 on base, 611 slugging, a 986 OPS. Okay, if you take out Max Muncy and his 7 games in the last 30 days, Miguel Rojas has the second highest OPS on the team in the last month. That's nuts. And thank God he does, because somebody needed to step up in Muncy's absence, and Rojas is playing the majority of the time because of Muncy being out. So that's been great to see. You don't expect that, and to get that pop of offense from Miguel is huge. But to go back to your point on Mookie, it's the thing is like, it's hard when we say like players aren't allowed to slump. Specific players aren't allowed to slump. It's this long. Like, it feels like we might have to just embrace that this is kind of who Mookie is.
Well, because it's going back. It's going back for a solid year now, right? Like, he was better in the postseason, but going into the postseason last year, he was being awful. He was not hitting well, and his bat speed is down considerably from where it was previously. So it's genuine concern at this point with Mookie that he's going to ever get back to being what he was at the plate.
Outside of like the first month of 2024, he went on a tear, and it was awesome. The start of this season, despite losing 30 pounds or whatever, he hit really well in the first couple weeks, ironically. But since then, it's been really a lot of nothing. And I mean, you have to wonder, obviously, again, he had that huge sickness in the offseason, but this does go back to last season. So it was prior to all that happening to him. I hate to just affix it. It feels lazy to just be like, well, it's because he's playing shortstop now and not the outfield. Like, I don't know. I feel like that shouldn't really be as simple as it sounds, but that might truly be it.
I mean, that's the big change. Yeah. You got to exert more energy on defense when you're playing shortstop.
Right. You kind of just have to go with Occam's razor and be like, all right, I guess it is in fact the move to short that's really hurting his bat. So I don't know. I mean, it would be great to, obviously you've got a couple problems here where Teoscar Hernandez is just kind of laying down in right field. You have a much better right fielder currently as your everyday shortstop. You have Michael Conforto is on the team, and he's playing the outfield. And I don't want to like completely rip Conforto, because again, given the fact that the offense has struggled for the last month, Michael Conforto has been just fine for the last month.
Yeah,
and he's better than most people.
he's gonna get DFA'd, and he's gonna go somewhere and actually be decent for the end of the season.
Yes.
Like, it's going to be hilarious.
Like, he has an 806 OPS from the last month. Teoscar Hernandez, 467. Like, it's nuts. Mookie's OPS is 547, as I mentioned. Tommy Edman, who has really been in a slump for the last couple weeks, 459 OPS.
Yeah.
And that's hurt a lot as well.
The tough thing with Mookie, like we were kind of talking about yesterday, like, his value as a player now is been how good he is at shortstop, or how not problematic he is at shortstop.
Mm-hmm.
So it is funny to think about moving him to the outfield to try and get value out of his bat.
Right.
But I mean, you know, I hate to be right all the time, but wow, it's really like they should have found an actual shortstop. And not done this patchwork bullshit.
Now, the thing is that right now they also do have multiple guys who can play shortstop. You could put Ye-Sung Kim at short every day. You could put Tommy Edman, obviously, at short every day. You could put the way that Miguel Rojas is hitting right now. He's a natural shortstop. Just have him play short. It's not like they are out of options and they have to put Mookie at short. If we're trying, obviously they're trying to shake something up with him by putting him in the leadoff spot. That was not a move to move Ohtani down in the order so he can get more RBIs. That was a move to try to spark Mookie's bat and nothing else. It also does, if you look at the lineup right now, like they rolled out on Monday night, it does work well with lineup construction at the moment where they can alternate the right, left. And a big part,
you should be doing that anyway when Shohei pitches. So he has more time coming off the mound to get ready to.
That is a good point. But that brings up a good point too. It's also because they have moved Will Smith up in the order to third, because of what Will Smith has been doing. And this we've talked about it here and there throughout the season, but I don't think it's gotten just enough appreciation, the kind of year that Will Smith is having. I understand that Cal Raleigh has a funny nickname and he's hitting a lot of home runs. And I don't want to take anything away from Cal Raleigh's season. He's having one of the best offensive seasons we've ever seen for a catcher. So is Will Smith.
Yeah.
And that needs to be
both can be true. Both
Yes.
can be true, guys.
Yes. Cal Raleigh's put up a 4.9 WAR so far this season. Will Smith's at 4.1. If we want to compare just raw numbers, obviously, yes, Cal Raleigh's 38 home runs is insane. But despite having 24 more home runs than Will Smith, Cal Raleigh's OPS is only literally 4 points higher. Cal Raleigh's OPS is 983. Will Smith's is 979. And that is with hitting 24 fewer home runs. I'm assuming these stats have updated since last night. Will Smith might be at 16 home runs now. The Baseball Reference might be screwing me here, but let's see. But the point is, Will Smith, the 326 batting average, 424 on base. That those destroy Cal Raleigh's numbers of 255 and 370 respectively. The OPS plus, I believe. Yeah, I don't think these numbers have updated since last night. I believe that Will Smith has passed up Cal Raleigh in OPS plus, which is nuts.
Spicy.
I think so. Again, this might be Baseball Reference really trying to bang me over the head here. But the point is, Will Smith is having just as impressive of a season as Cal Raleigh, and people are just not noticing. Mm-hmm.
Smith is probably going to win the batting title in the National League.
He very well could. And
it's nuts, dude.
Will needs MVP consideration. He's not going to get it because of Ohtani, and I'm not blaming Ohtani for that. I'm blaming voters because voters don't like to give votes to multiple guys on the same team. And people are going to lean Ohtani over Will Smith, and deservedly so. Ohtani should win another MVP. But Will Smith should finish top 3 in voting. He should. He's been so damn good.
Will Smith is hitting 326. Can you guess who's closest to him after that?
No, go ahead.
Kyle Stowers at 295. That's crazier than anything.
Yeah.
That Will Smith is hitting 326, and there's no one else in the National League that's hitting 300.
Right.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's been it's Will Smith, of course, again, hit 2 home runs last night. So that's why
also Aaron Judge is still hitting 350. Jesus, dude.
Yeah.
That's insane.
He's on another planet. Okay, so Baseball Reference might have in fact updated, but the point is, the point still remains.
It's fine.
The fact that his OPS is that close to Cal Raleigh's, having almost nearly 25 fewer home runs. That's insane. So really remarkable stuff. From Will Smith. He should in fact get MVP consideration.
He might be the best catcher in Dodgers history when it's all said and done.
It's very possible because I think he's by OPS plus, he's up there in terms of best offensive seasons that a catcher has ever had. Mike Piazza does have the best. And that was while he was with the Dodgers.
I know. Pour one out.
But if Will continues to do this, does it again for another year, maybe another 2 years. Obviously, they gave him 10 years. And we're not, as a catcher, you're not going to put up these numbers for the entirety of a decade. Yeah. It's hard to even do it for a better part of the decade. But if anybody's going to, it's him. So, it's been incredibly great to watch. Him and Ohtani really really doing their best to keep this team afloat throughout the struggles that they've had for these last couple of weeks. Let's wrap it up here. We haven't recorded since the All-Star game. What'd you think of the swing off to decide the game? I thought
that was sick,
great.
dude.
Yeah.
That was awesome. And it also prevented Pete Alonso from winning MVP. So anything like that in my book is A-okay.
Yeah.
I love Mets fans being mad about that. Oh, God. What did you think was going to happen when fucking Kyle Schwarber hit 3 fucking missiles, 3 nukes to win the fucking game for the National League? Oh, no, Pete Alonso hit a home run 5 innings ago. Jesus, man.
I felt so bad for Jonathan Aranda. He was just put in a situation that it was impossible.
Yeah, but like that's like watching Puig in the home run derby when he's just hitting fucking doubles.
Yeah. No, it was really cool. I loved the spotlight that Kershaw got to have.
Yeah.
That was great. And it was great that it has to be his best All-Star game performance. Like
I think so, honestly.
Got his first out super quick, and then he struck out Vlad Guerrero Jr. The whole time getting to talk on the broadcast. It was a lot of fun. And then Dave came out and gave him his moment. And that was awesome.
Yeah. No, dude, people that were mad about him getting selected, I saw some Phillies fans being like, at least because everybody was mad about Mizorowski getting the nod, which is just like hilarious. Sorry, dude. I don't know what to tell you. But like I saw Phillies fans being like, at least Dodgers fans are acknowledging that Kershaw getting in was stupid. And it's like, what? Who are you talking to? Nobody thinks that. He's obviously retiring after this year. Yeah. Like he should absolutely have been there. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Any commissioner worth half their salt would have put him in there. Yes. And I think Rob Manfred is the worst commissioner in sports, and I forever will. So, like, kudos to him for doing that. He belonged there. And they just did it, 2 years ago for Pujols and Cabrera. So what's the big deal? Yeah. Who cares? Yeah. It was the best part of that game was watching Kershaw and getting to hear him talk with the broadcast. So
that was awesome.
Shove it up your ass if you're upset about it. I don't know what to tell
you. I know. I do think it's funny, like, for whatever reason, the half of the National League got to attend the All-Star game except for any Phillies pitchers. They just like shut them all out. But like, I understand where their gripe was. It was very clear that they didn't give Christopher Sanchez an All-Star nod because like his start lined up with he would have had to be replaced anyway. And that's one thing Major League Baseball does need to fix. Just name somebody the All-Star so they get their bonus, they get the recognition, they get to have that on their record, and then replace them, and then give that honor to another person. Like if you can't play a game with the roster like that.
People that want to move it to the end of the season is like that's stupid too, because all you're gonna get then is the Pro Bowl. Where it's just like guys are like, well, thanks, but I'm not going.
Yeah.
Especially after the baseball season, 162 games.
Right.
You think any soul in the sport is going to want to fucking participate in the All-Star game also after the playoffs? Like, shut up.
It would be a slow pitch softball game. Like that's what they would end up doing. And
it's so dumb.
Yeah. That'd be awful. No, I think it works great. It was a great game. It's great that the National League actually won for the first time in 84 years or whatever. And it worked out great. I forgot that the swing off was a thing until they reminded on the broadcast. I'm like, oh hell yeah, this is gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
That was
I thought it was really funny when people were like, well, why isn't you should be able to like put Judge and Ohtani in there? That'd be so much better. And it's like, those people are long gone, buddy.
Yeah, they're at the hotel.
Aaron Judge is like, dude. Aaron Judge is like in the second inning. Can you pull me? I want to catch my flight. Like, dude.
I know. I saw some like old heads complaining about that and being like, it's this new age of baseball. These new baseball players, they would never stick around like old guys. And then one person was like, here's a story about Mickey Mantle where he was like in the stands in the 6th inning of an All-Star game. It's not. Dude,
I have a great story about Mickey Mantle in the stands, but I'm not going to tell it here.
Let's just end it there. I did want to make a point about, like, obviously back to Kershaw. it was really interesting to see him get
so
frustrated after their loss, in his start after the All-Star game, especially given the fact that he's coming off of the All-Star game. That went great for him, that he was coming off of the 3,000 strikeout milestone, that he's it was really telling in terms of the state of the team to see him, of all people, get so clearly frustrated with their performance. He kept saying it was his performance, but he also did say we're frustrated. So I think that it was very reflective of the state of the team at that moment. And just a reminder, obviously these guys care, Kershaw, again, it probably is his final season. He doesn't want to lose any game that he's pitching, especially this year. But there were also some things that happened in that game that would lead to frustration. And, as great as Andy Baez has been this year, and as awesome as he's been in center field, there were a couple moments in that game where you kind of remember, oh yeah, he's still young, he's still coming along.
I mean, that's the one thing I texted it to you guys, but for all their smarts and their analytics and all their laptops and everything, it's remarkable how much this team just disregards defense when it comes to putting a team out there. It's really, really interesting, but that's another conversation for another day.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see if they address the offense and the defense at the trade deadline. We are 9 days away from the trade deadline, and it has been very quiet. The relief pitcher rumors that we talked about at the top of this show has been it. Nobody, there's no big names out there available. The bats that could be available, there's not really many rumors about these guys. Nobody's been moved yet. And we're probably going to end this episode, and then Paul Skeens is a Yankee. That's what's going to happen.
He's so stupid. So stupid.
So we'll see. I think that indicates either it's going to be a deadline or a very active one. I'm guessing it's going to be very active, and people are just waiting for the
NBA free agency sucked, so hopefully the MLB trade deadline is better.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. Hopefully there's a couple new Dodgers we're talking about the next time we meet up. So for Beau Benson, for Monty Bolaños, who was in a playoff volleyball game right now, so hopefully we get to bring another title to Los Angeles.
That's right. I was gonna start playing taps. That's something else happened.
So yeah, let's see if Monty can bring that ring home. My name is Ryan Bershinger. Thank you for checking us out as always. We really do appreciate any and all support. It's very kind. This is the Sick Podcast, the Dodgers Zone. Be sure to you can watch us on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Again, we are eternally grateful. So for all of us, we'll catch you next time. Domo arigato. Thank you very much, everyone.
Bye.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast, the Dodgers Zone, on YouTube, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.